twist Scripture into your mind. He will twist Scripture that He puts into other people that come up to you and they make it sound good about what you're doing. About drinking a little. Oh, well, a drink won't hurt here and there. I can have 3 or 4 beers around the house. Pretty soon, what happens? Your kids get a little older, they start driving. What happens? Mommy and Daddy have 3 or 4 beers around the house. They have glasses of wine. It's okay. I think I'll go out and try me some of that. And they have no idea what they're getting into. No idea. What happens when those 3 or 4 beers that you have on the weekend turn into alcoholism for your children? Turn into an accident that kills them or kills somebody else or all of them? Where are you going to be then? Now, I'm not saying that everything that you do is bad, but can you imagine where you would be? My grandpa used to drink 1 beer when he came home from work every day as a carpenter, all of his life. He'd come home, sit down on the floor. His grandma wouldn't let him sit on the couch or the chair. And he'd have 1 long neck beer every day with salt in it. And I'd sit right there with him. He'd give me a sip. Things in my life were a mess from the get-go. I seen my dad drink. I don't remember ever seeing him drink or drunk. But what happened to me? Sorry. Over time, it slipped into me. I started getting a little bit, wanted a little bit more. And I thought, well, it can't be that bad because Grandpa only had 1. I've never seen him get drunk. He enjoyed it. I couldn't just enjoy it. It took a hold of me. And it'll take a hold of some of your kids. It may skip a generation. The enemy may just skip a generation to make it look good in your house. But when it gets a hold of your children, what are you going to do? It's the same way with the marijuana thing. With anything that is the work of the enemy. Not all things are good for this body. But we put them in for that time of pleasure because we don't know how to deal with our problems, because we won't take them to God. We won't get into the Word. We won't receive the Word. We won't feel the nudging of the Holy Ghost and walk in it. So we gotta self-medicate with other things. We gotta get into all these other things. And the Bible tells us these things are going to happen in Matthew. Matthew chapter 24 is just full. Jesus speaks of all these things that are going to come. But the first thing that He says is, don't be deceived. Yeah. Deception is running wild right now. It is running rampant in this country like never before.
That's right.
How many of you are being deceived on a regular basis? And if you really be honest with yourself, really be honest with yourself. Being deceived in all different ways. Whether it's from the little things that grow into monstrous things over time, that destroys families, ruins relationship with kids, your own children, the loss of a wife, the loss of a spouse, a husband. It's the little things that sneak in when we don't cut them off at the root. Because what does John the Baptist say? He says that these things will be cut off at the root, not the stump. Why do we cut them off at the root? You leave the stump growing, some of you guys know, you go cut a stump down, pretty soon it starts shooting back up. Right. It starts growing again. Because we didn't take care of it in the first place. We didn't cut it off at the root. You cut it off at the root, it's gone. It can't come back. It's done. It's just like God says, I forgot it. It's no more. Like it never happened. But we won't do that. We think, well, I can take care of it just a little bit. I'll cut at it just a little bit. I'll get it to where I can't see it, or nobody else can see it. And pretty soon it comes crawling back into our life. It comes springing back up again. That's the question, is where are we with God? Are we going to cut things off at the root? Are we going to destroy them so they can't come back into our lives? Guys, it's heaven or hell. There's no option. There's no in between. I don't care what anybody else tells you, what any other religion says, because they're all pagan religions. We have one true God, one true Word, and it's just the Holy Bible right here. And they're even changing the Bible right now. They're taking words in, they're putting words out.
Now is the time.